All right. We're back, and it's time for some Grixis brews. So, hope you're ready. We've got a couple fun little decks for you guys. The first one's going to be a Grixis Omnipotence, Fraying Omnipotence. 5 mana Smallpox, only not quite as good, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, and after that, we've got a competitive Grixis deck. So, hope you guys are ready, and if you guys like the show, gals like the show, hit that thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, as always, subscribe to the channel. I do know that this is very late, and we probably aren't going to have so many people in chat, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching the replay. Justin Clay's like, man, right as I'm going to bed, I'll have to watch the replay. Have fun, guys. Well, Justin, take care, sir. Thanks for saying something before you took off anyway. Tier 1 Jank, what's up, sir? James Carr? Hey, James Clugston. James Clugston actually built our second deck, so I'm going to jump into this Fraying Omnipotence deck, and we're going to check it out, and then after that we'll get into the competitive Grixis Mizzet list. Everybody's taking the Adrian Sullivan line with running the multiple dive downs. I think it's the right way to go, and I think Mizzet's probably our new the Scarab God. One of those cards where if they untap with it, it's probably over. Ain't seen no one playing Esper. Well, that's because which Esper deck? Like, which Esper deck are you wanting to see, Justin? Did you send me a list? Because I don't remember playing one for you last month, and I'll be more than happy to play an Esper list for you. If you got an Esper list you want, you know how to get in contact with me, Justin. Just send it. We'll play it. Ain't seen no one play Esper Control. Oh, you did send it? Very well. We will get on the Esper then. Alright, so Grixis Omnipotence. Let's look at this card. 5 mana sorcery. Each player loses half their life, then discards half the cards in their hand, then sacrifices half the creatures they control, round up each time. So, ouch. Ouch. Esper Surveil with Knights. Okay. Okay, that's your paper deck? Well, I will be more than happy to play that. I love playing people's actual paper deck because like that's the one that you're gonna put all your heart and effort into if you haven't already. So I would love to see that and play it. So sorry I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I'll get you some gameplay out of that. That'll be fun. What's the white for in the Surveil? Just here. You know what? Go to bed. Have a good one. Jareth Miles, what's up, sir? We were just getting ready to play the Fraying Omnipotence deck. So we're going to be discarding cards. We want to discard things like Chemister's Insight. We've got Sovereign's Bite, Golden Demise, Ritual of Soot, Vraska's Contempt, Discovery Dispersal. Then we've also got, some Banefires. Ionize as some counter spells, search for Ascanta to make sure that we keep hitting more cards. I mean, if you're casting Fraying Omnipotence and you're throwing, extra cards in the graveyard, it might not be that hard to flip search for Ascanta. I'm a little bit scared about how to use Fraying Omnipotence, but I've never cast the spell, and I'm kind of curious how this is going to work. We've also got some pretty cool cards in the sideboard. Beacon Bolt, which has been getting a lot more play, especially when you're throwing all these instants and sorceries away. You've got Thought Erasure to rip cards out of your opponent's hand. Same thing for Duress. We've got Disdainful Stroke and Negate, along with some Lava Coils, Moment of Craving, because you got to be able to deal with a Danto Vanguard, and then Bonus Hunger, which is and actually probably a big sleeper. Like, this card's a lot better than people are giving it credit for. I think that this is going to be... I think this actually deserves more play than we've been giving it. Especially against like the Drake decks and things like that, where a lot of times they're not going to have a ton of creatures. No, it's not very good against something like Golgari, who's going to have a ton of creatures. You're going to be able to bring a bunch of them back and things like that. But if you got Vona's Hunger and, that they just slam a Carnage Tyrant, and you go, okay, well, Boneless Hunger. Good day, sir. Good day. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Boneless Hunger. I expect that it will get a little bit more play here in the near future, especially as more of these Mizzet decks and stuff start to, come around. Although, it's not like the cleanest answer for Niv Mizzet, but a lot of times those Drakes will just have like one, or those decks will have just like one Drake out or something like that, and Boneless Hunger is really, really good for that. So, and it's, instant speed, so just wrapped up with a ton of work on your D&D campaign. Now that the hard part is to get your party to turn right instead of left. Oh man, okay. Alright, so we're taking all left turns next time we go to D&D. All left turns. Wait a minute. I'm going back to inspect that obelisk. Anyway. Yeah, Jareth Miles is my DM, by the way. For those of you that don't know, I do play some D&D. So this deck wins with Banefire. I was looking at that. This deck wins with Banefire. That is the plan. We have to control them, and win with Banefire. We do have Sovereign's Bite, so we can get a little bit of extra damage in, buy ourselves some time, and then Banefire. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can make it work. Anyway, Jareth Miles is my DM, and he is constantly laying out, all these plans for us and things like that. And then we just like sidetrack everything. All the hard work he does. He's like, you can do this, and this, or this, and like we pick the one that he is not ready for. Always, we seem to always do it. It calls for some really interesting gameplay, though. Well, if we get an additional land, these ionizes will be turned on. We do have Ritual of Soot plus double black already to be able to catch up later. I've got a Search for Escanta I can get down on 2. I think this is as keepable of a hand as I'm going to get. Such is the nature of D&D, so you hear. Right? Well, it's probably the truth, sir. I mean, I can just play. I mean, we did get our extra land. I am going to go ahead and get this Search for Escanta down, as if this is like just a standard Jeskai control deck, this will be a really good card to have down. He's going to opt. I'm not fond of it with no win cons. So, like sacking half of your creatures rounded up. If you only have one creature, you still have to sack it. So that's a thing. Watery Grave. Do we want that? Or do we want to just throw it in the graveyard? I want to say I can pitch it. But I know I really want my lands. So I'm not going to pitch it. And then I'm just going to pass the turn. We just need to make sure that we don't allow a Teferi to resolve. And then we can just do other things from there. Yeah, he's hitting his land drops. I definitely need to hit mine. Sulfur Falls. I think I can afford to throw one more in the grave. And we got a Steam Vents. Yeah, we'll just pass. Needs Apex of Power. And Giant Ballard, right? For contributing to what Eric said. For being my DM. My Dungeon Master. I didn't actually think that I would like playing D&D as much as I do, and it's been a lot of fun. I have thoroughly enjoyed D&D. Yep, I'm gonna throw that in the grave. Okay, well, next turn we can actually fire off a Sovereign's Bite. So that'll be a thing. Does he fire off like Chemistry's Insight here? Yeah. Looks like he does. We can't counter Niv Mizzet, so when Niv gets here, that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm just going to draw the Dragon Skull Summit. Let's go ahead and fire this off now. I'm sure that probably put the opponent on... oh, wow. Okay, so we take 3 life away from him. We gain 3. He revitalizes, gains 3, draws a card. I'd rather draw a card than deal 3 to the opponent. Like, so maybe revitalize is better. Again, like right now in control, you have Esper being at the bottom of the frame, you have Grixis being in the middle, and you have JamesC being on top of that, and that's just kind of where we're at. In the graveyard, I think I need to say yes. I think I just need to churn through more cards. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I really just want to churn through some more cards. So I'm actually going to mission briefing. I think it's going to be very important to get... let's go graveyard, graveyard. And then we'll get Sovereign's Bite back. Cast Sovereign's Bite. And yeah, that's kind of -1 for casting the card out of my graveyard. But I'm at 6, so I can dump whatever's currently on top and then flip Search for Escanta. And the main reason I even played Mission Briefing there was to just flip Search for Escanta a little bit quicker. So. Aiden, what's up, fella? Alright. Crackling Drake. Yeah, I'll try to counter that. I mean, we'll see if it happens. He may fight over this. Sinister Sabotage. Sabotage. Alright, well, he draws a card. Crackling Drake doing its thing. Banefire. Do we want to put that in the graveyard? No. But I am wanting to flip this. So we'll take the Banefire. And we'll kill the Crackling Drake. You just watched the Blade Stab deck. The deck's got like some really good ideas in it. It feels like it's just missing some support pieces that would make that deck play much better. But then again, I mean, the deck was also, you know, a $10 budget deck. So anytime that I can take a $10 budget deck and do anything remotely decent with it, I'm normally pretty happy with that. Makes you want to play Oblivion more. My friend's wanting to kind of stop on our PUBG activities and start playing some Elder Scrolls Online. And I've like, if you have Xbox Game Pass, like Elder Scrolls Online's it's just part of it right now. It's kind of like Netflix for video games. But Elder Scrolls Online, it's a pretty cool deck. I'm highly interested, or a pretty cool game. I'm highly interested in playing it, but I think it's going to require the type of commitment that, you know, games like World of Warcraft did, and I just don't really know if I can put that much commitment. Wow, getting rid of those 4 lands, that was great. Okay. Well, let's just Sovereign's Bite and pass. Where am I streaming from? I am streaming from Mississippi in the United States. Have to grind for a month just to get to where I could play. Yeah, I heard you got to get I'm a Night Elf Mohawk. Night Elf Mohawk. I've heard that somewhere. I think I've said that somewhere before. Why does that sound familiar? A Night Elf Mohawk. Yeah, I'm about 20 miles from Ole Miss. Oh, that's right, Mr. T. He's a Night Elf Mohawk. Oh, yeah. I forgot Mr. T was a Night Elf Mohawk. There's no such thing as a Mohawk. I guess we try to fire this off. I'll take mission briefing. Now he's got to clean up. I mean, we got a lot of dead cards here. I guess we just pass the turn. The opponent opts. Searches for Azcanta. Ooh, there's a Tiffery. So do we like mission briefing? Alright, so good control play says that I am supposed to search for Azcanta first, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But I'm not going to. Like, normally I would search for Azcanta first, but I am going to ionize. Leaving up as many blue sources as possible. He goes to counter my counter spell with his ionize. I mission briefing. Like, we're just gonna have a big fight over this. Has he got another ionize? Or does he have? Okay, he has another. Alright, so he counters that. He counters this. He gets a Teferi. I mean, we can kill Teferi. It was good to get some fight out of him, but I mean, he countered our mission briefing. That's not horrible. Let's see if we can just kill Teferi here. I just want to do it now before he gets more draw steps. Alright, so we got rid of Teferi. And we can still cast or activate Search for Azcanta. You feel like opponent is winning based on land? I do too. I feel like throwing all of these lands away earlier has come back to haunt me. That we've just not drawn anymore naturally, and that's starting to pay off for the opponent. So yeah, I would like to be able to cast more spells. I really want this Banefire. The problem is like if I tap out for Banefire, yeah, we need that land. If I tap out for Banefire, then yeah, let's just cast Discovery Dispersal. Cast Discovery, we get Ionize and a Chemist's Insight. I'm going to go to the graveyard with the Chemist's Insight. I'm going to put the Ionize on top. And then we'll pass the turn. This will help a lot. Additional draw by getting into our Chemist's Insight is going to help. Yeah, that's fine. He can cycle through a card. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got 2 open. He reveals a Teferi. Okay. So the question is do I go for the Ionize on the Teferi? He's got Ionize, Sinister Sabotage. I actually expect him to have another Ionize available. There's Teferi. We're gonna attempt it here. Kind of makes me wish I would have paid the 2 life here to bring this in untapped. Would have been able to activate Search for his Kanto this turn. Okay, so he's going to ensure that he gets his Teferi online. He did have to use his Ionize just to get it down, which means that's less likely that he's going to have one to protect it this turn. So we just need to get into a Vraska's Contempt, which we haven't seen many of, and this deck runs for. So it's highly liable that we'll get a Vraska's Contempt. We could also just Banefire Teferi. This might be just wrong, but I'm going to go look for a Vraska's Contempt. Did not get it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Freeing Omnipotence. Omnipotence. Does he have a counterspell? Sinister Sabotage. Alright, so he sabotaged me. You're thinking about a highly intelligent orc in your story? Wow. So we're just gonna break all of traditional, methods, right? First, orcs can be, good natured, and now you want to have them smart orcs? Come on, man. What are you? Whew, you're blowing my mind, dude. Yeah, that's sabotage. He sabotaged me. And now he's got a Ral. Is it Viceroy? Yes. Yes, let's do everything absolutely opposite of however Eric and Joe believe the world are supposed to be. Because Eric and Joe have read a lot of fantasy lore, and whatever we're like, yeah, oh, this happens and this happens, and these people are from here, and these dragons are good and these dragons are bad, and this is gonna feel bad, considering now I feel like there's not going to be many ways that I can even kill the opponent. Alright, so Banefire for 6 cannot be countered by Teferi. You don't have elves, you have elves. Well, you can't counter Banefire, so... I mean, this is not your Adrian Sullivan list. Adrian Sullivan's list didn't run the Revitalize, didn't run Teferi, I don't think. I don't think he... No, he had Teferi. But he didn't run all of the counters that this guy's been running, so... I'm going to go ahead and tap out here. Cast Discovery Dispersal, see if I can hit a little bit more land. I wouldn't mind hitting some land. Let's go top, draw our land, play our land, pass the turn. I've only seen one elf. She was married to a dwarf. Banefire's half the reason you run Revitalize. I figured it would have been like, you want to run a 56 card deck. He just let me draw cards. Are you going to mill me, opponent? I wonder if that's really what the opponent wanted to do. Let me draw 4 cards. Because I'll take it. New game plan for the opponent. Maybe. We just need like 2 good turns. Ooh. Drake. He's a big boy. It's a big boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I'm going to attempt to fire off Fraying Omnipotence. Another Ionize. Whoa, almost made a mistake. Alright, so if I would have countered with Ionize on the stack, like if I would have decided to kill this Drake with Ionize on the stack, he would have been able to actually copy Ionize and be able to counter my Vraska's Contempt as well. I don't want to give him the opportunity to do that, so I'm going to go for the Vraska's Contempt here. He's probably got a Dive Down or another Sinister Sabotage. And that's just about going to do it. Man, maybe I could have survived this if I would have kept open a Black Source. I did not. I did not. I would have been able to cast Sovereign's Bite, survive one more turn. Unfortunately, though, our opponent just had more answers. Just more answers. Let's get into game 2. I think we got some answers for him. This is Kenneth's deck, Kdog. This was one of the donation bonus decks. He was playing around with this deck, liked the deck, and yeah. So I'm going to get rid of Golden Demise. I'm going to get rid of Ritual of Soot. I don't think those cards are great here. For those cards, though, I'm going to bring in Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Thought Erasure, and I want to find some room for these 2 Duress. I think the 2 Duress are worth it. I don't think I need Sovereign's Bite in this matchup. I'll keep the 1. Maybe not even the 1. What else could we bring in instead of that 1? Vona's Hunger? Sure. It's just a good easy kill spell. I mean, Beacon Bolt might be better, but like I think this is where I want to be. So yeah, we'll just run it back like this. Ooh, is this a... Like, do I really need the life gain? Probably not. I took those cards out, right? I mean, these things are good, but I don't think this is the hand that wins this matchup. Maybe it is. Maybe we just draw land, and everything goes great. But I don't really think this is where I want to be. 2-lander, it's a little bit iffy. I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys. What do you think about this hand? Should I keep or pass? I think I should mulligan it. But I will let chat decide. Keeps opponent off his threats. Man, it's good to keep opponent off its threats, but we also have to hit lands. So, maul. I agree with that. I wanted to maul anyway. This isn't bad. I'll take water. I'll take a duress. I'll even turn to a duress. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Sovereign's Bite. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. I'd rather get into something else. I'm gonna say no and pass. And then I can play Steam Vents next turn. Tap. I don't think he's going to take the additional damage either. So yeah, we'll go Steam Vents. Just duress our opponent. See what's going on. Oh, wow. Okay. So he's got a Lyra Dawnbringer, which is something we're going to have to deal with. 3 Sacred Foundries and a Glacial Fortress. Well, we're going to take Search for Escanta, which would have helped him find more gas. We need a way to end this. We don't have it. There's no way in the deck to end this quickly. And that's kind of one of the beauties of the Niv Mizzet control decks is Niv Mizzet himself can end things so quickly. I do get that if you can cast a Fraying Omnipotence, that you get the luxury of taking your opponent's life total down to half, and then you only have to cast 1 big Banefire, which is, you know, that's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Alright, so we're going to Chemister's Insight. That's not bad. Watery Grave tap looks fine here. Chemister's Insight from the opponent. If he plays Lyra next turn, I'm okay with that. So far we've seen, you know, a Sacred Foundry. His first land was Glacial Fortress, right? So we see the other Sacred Foundry. We've seen the Glacial Fortress and the island. There's the Lyra. So we know he still has at least 1 Sacred Foundry left in the deck. Now, we get to do some pretty stuff here. We get to go black, kill Lyra. We are going to give him his opportunity here, though, as we're going to tap out. So, do you play your 3rd Sacred Foundry? Alright, we no longer know any of the cards in our opponent's hand. Vraska's Contempt, put that in the graveyard? I don't think so. I think I need to have that in hand. So I'm just going to pass back to the opponent, and at end of turn, I'm going to attempt to get off this Chemist's Insight. So I assume that he's just wanting to draw some cards here as well. Okay, so this is the end of his turn. And I'm going to discard the Swamp to attempt to draw 2 cards. That's fine. I mean, just getting through more cards in general. No, I'm not putting the Negate into my graveyard. I think Negate's the kind of card that I want right now. Just to be able to stop something like a Teferi or something like that. So I almost negated the draw because I know our opponent hasn't had like that much going on, but yes, I used it on Lyra, was aware of Lyra. I used it on Insight. I was aware of Lyra. I had Vraska's Contempt in hand to deal with Lyra. I felt that stopping him from getting more cards, more card selection, was the better choice there. I definitely stand behind my decision on that. I think that I made the right call there. Banefire, we're going to say no. And I'm going to pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're getting there. We are getting there. Mission Briefing, I'm also going to say no. I just want to draw these cards. Yeah, I'll just pass. And then, like, if he casts anything, we've got, like, this huge chain that we can go through. Or we just do nothing. And Ionize. I'm also going to say no. We just keep hitting big spells. Not anything really big for catch-up, but I mean, maybe this is enough. Alright, we'll pass. I need to be casting some spells at some point, but until he does, I'm not really interested in it. Like, we have enough counter right now that I would much rather let him make the first move. I don't feel that I have anything right now that's worth me making a move, so yeah, alright, we'll pass. Yeah, we're gonna throw that Search for His Content into the grave. We'll hit a land. We'll pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Banefire for 9. Nah. We'll wait. We'll wait. We've got so many reactive spells right now, and I think we just kind of need to wait. There's a Crackling Drake. I'll attempt to ionize this just to get the ball rolling here. Like if we fight over the Crackling Drake, then I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, I didn't figure we were gonna fight over it. I really didn't. But that was 6 spells in the graveyard, which is exactly where I wanted to be. Brutal. Nah, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to try to fire it off, too. I can wait one more turn to flip the Search for Escanta. I think this is good. I think this is worth the fight. And it resolved. Okay, so we get to get away with taking his Ralzeric. And we will leave Banefire on top. It's go time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. Here we go. Flip. So I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to Banefire the opponent. Ooh, we might be about to do it. Banefire for 10. We just needed to make sure that the coast was clear before we tried to do anything. Banefire for 11. I mean, he might be able to, like, revitalize in response or something. Yeah. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the revitalize, but seems good. I think Lava Coil is a better card than Sovereign's Bite. So I'm just gonna run it like that. We're just gonna go back. Good hand. I'm gonna keep. Big question is, do I go search for Escanta first? I think I do, and then try to do like a Thought Erasure on 3. So we'll just start with Watery Grave and then kind of flow from there. So we'll say no and pass. Yeah, that was my thinking too, Jank. Wasn't he on the play? Did he just keep a one-lander? Oh no, opponent. How do we like not let up? Anything that could kill us, we have to stop. Like, we have to just deal with. I'll take the Ralzeric. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave that on top of our library. Play the Steam Vents tapped and pass. Coil was in the sideboard. I didn't take it out. It was never in the deck. It's actually in the sideboard of this deck. I'm a huge believer. I'm a huge believer in Lava Coil, as you know this, Tier 1 Jank. You know this. So, Abdullah, what's up? How is Doom Whisper in Golgari, main or side? Okay, so I actually think Doom Whisper increases Golgari's game 1, which, let's be honest here, it needs a little bit of work. He's probably going to fire this. He's probably going to fire off a counterspell here just to do it. I don't know if he will or not, but I kind of just to revitalize. All right. I'm going to say no because I want my lands. Like, basically, I just want to make sure that I have my lands. I'll cast Discovery here, though, because I can leave up Ionize. And then we'll go... Graveyard. I'm going Graveyard with both. And we drew a Watery Grave anyway. Okay. That seems good. So we still have our land for next turn. And if we can dump the top card of our library, then we're in a pretty good spot for flipping. I do need to... yeah, I'm going to dump that. We're going to play land tap and pass. We just need to get to more land so that we can fire these Banefires off. Another Revitalize. Okay. So you're going to make me do this 3 times, opponent. How dare you? How dare you? Duress is cheaper. Land. Duress. Sorry guys, I'm going to be moving like really quick here. We're down to the last 5 minutes on the clock. I'll take Teferi. We'll pass. Chemist's Insight. I'm going to counter it. Just because I want to keep the opponent behind me some. I played that a little too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pass. And he threw away a expansion explosion for that. So that helps. See if he counters mine. I'll get rid of a Vraska's Contempt for now. Alright, so we're gonna attempt this. Bring Omnipotence. Disdainful Stroke. Okay. I could have countered that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're almost there. Alright, so there's our Disdainful Stroke. I think I need to do this now for mana reasons. So I'm going to fire off this Chemist's Insight. We're going to hit a land drop. Even going to get the Search for Escanta going. I just want more land drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to say no, no. Sulfur Falls, go. Revitalize. Okay. I mean, I've got to cast 3 Banefires anyway at this point. So I'm just going to let this go. We're going to let him try to have a big turn. And we're going to try to find our 3rd Banefire. There's the Banefire. We'll go any order. Okay, so cast lava, or get rid of Lava Coil here. We get another Chemist's Insight. We're going to say... no, no. Play Drowned Catacombs. Go for the Banefire. Banefire is 8. Yep, I'm going to say 8. We're going to pass the turn. Opt. Anything big, we'll just fire off the Disdainful Stroke. He gets a negate. Sometimes you just want to watch the world burn, right? Let's see what he's got. Is this like a Nib Mizzet? Crackling Drake? D-Stroke? I mean, sure, you can counter it. I'm gonna say no, sure, that one. At this point, it doesn't matter. We have everything we're looking for. I'm gonna say no, Banefire. We're going completely tapped out here. And he'll only be at 7. This allows me to leave up at least 3 mana next turn, which will mean that I can have Ionized backup in case he has a Revitalize. If he does have a Revitalize, I kind of expect him to fire it off now, but we'll see. This may just be enough to... He may be able to finish me right here. I'm hoping he doesn't, but he may be able to. He Banefires me for 8, puts it in the grave. Wow! Got out Banefired. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to counter that Banefire anyway, so... that was pretty sweet. Okay. About creators being chosen to vote? I don't know. The link that I put up earlier... It's on the Reddit. I think you have to like go to home or whatever, and you can post from there. But anyway, that was Kdog's list. Pretty sweet little deck. I kind of like the idea of it. You control, and then you just Banefire them out. But I don't know. I don't think that Sovereign's Bite is worth a slot. I think you just want more control, and I would just rather have Lava Coil right here. Other than that, though, I mean, I like the idea of it, and I understand, you know, if you can make them lose half their life, then you get to Banefire them. If you're discarding your cards, then cards like Mission Briefing are going to be great. So, a lot of really good cards here. Search for Escanta was great. I mean, it's hard to say enough about a card like Search for Escanta. Great card, so... yeah, you definitely need some hand disruption. Like, we were doing good with Duress and Thought Erasure? Yeah, this thing. Yeah, we were doing good with it. So, yeah, pretty cool deck. So, Kdog, thank you for your submission, man. This was a lot of fun. Just seeing Banefire as, like, the win con was, Thoughtseize. Yeah, well, we don't have Thoughtseize. But seeing Banefire as a win con was pretty cool. I mean, like, we almost got that off against another control deck, and, like, Banefire is exactly where you want to be in that neighborhood. All the Rituals of Soot and the Vraska's Contempt, Golden Demise, I don't feel that we would have had bad games against aggressive decks either, so that was pretty fun. Next here, we've got a deck by James Clugston. This is a deck that James is trying to run in paper and keeps trying to tune it. I'm going to say this guy sends me probably maybe 2, possibly 3 Grixis decks a week. They're constantly shifting, changing one card or another. A lot of times it's really, really hard to give advice on, okay, you want this one card or that card. And he is trying to tune for his local meta, which is not exactly the meta that you would be running into at your GP. So he has more information on that, on what his meta does and things like that. But we have been talking a lot, and we were talking about how a lot of the new control builds, Grixis builds and stuff, they are moving to the Niv Mizzet Perun builds, whereas they used to be on the Dream Eater, Doom Whisperer plan, and that seems to be out the window. It seems to just be, you know, Nicol Bolas and Niv Mizzet. You know, the dragons, they're just going to get into the battle right here. So, you think this is more tuned for the current meta in general? Possibly. Okay. I still think we're probably running a few too many Vraska's Contempts for the number of aggressive decks I've been seeing, but then again, tonight we haven't been running into aggressive decks, and those are the decks where the slower decks are the decks I want Vraska's Contempts in. The very fast decks are the decks I do not want Vraska's Contempt. I do not want them playing, you know, 1-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop, 1-drop, like, and spending all of their mana for the first 3 turns. Like, I do not want that happening. You know, getting you know, multiple creatures on the battlefield, spending all of their first 6 mana available to them, can put a lot onto the battlefield. And if you're trying to like wait till turn 4 to be able to use your kill spells, I don't think that's a really good spot to be. So I'm not really as big of a fan of Vraska's Contempt as a lot of people are. Now, I know that there was the stigma of Vraska's Contempt in the last format, but then again, we were like, the backbones of decks were cards like Hazard. Has to be exiled. You couldn't just simply destroy it. You had the Scarab God. Had to be exiled. You couldn't just simply destroy it. Now, our current big threats that are targetable, I'm going to go ahead and say that the big threats that are targetable are basically like Niv Mizzet and Doom Whisperer, things like that. You can let these go to the graveyard. No, Vraska's Contempt is a shit card. Alright? Tier 1 Jank. This is 4 mana for a kill spell. When this card came out, we moved from Grasp of Darkness, which was 2 mana. We were killing Hazard with a 2 mana spell, and then all of a sudden we had to start casting 4 mana. Vraska's Contempt is currently just a necessary evil. Please do not put it in your head that this is a good card. This is a 4 mana kill spell, okay? Not necessarily a good card. It is just the necessary evil that we have to deal with to be able to play in Standard. This is not a great card. Okay, why do you have to exile the Planeswalker? Like, what's the point? Wouldn't killing it do enough for you? Like, Heroic Reinforcements, or sorry, not Heroic Reinforcements, Hero's Downfall. That's a good card. Dreadbore. That's a good card. Vraska's Contempt, yeah, exiles it. We gain 2 life. Who cares about the 2 life? If you're already winning, if you're already in control of the game, who cares about 2 life? 2 life is a catch-up thing. And you know why you need to be able to catch up? Because you had to wait till turn 4 to cast your kill spell. I'm not... yeah, like, paying 4 mana for your Doomblade ain't exactly the best thing in the world. Yeah, well, recursion. You're eyeballing just Standard and not Magic as a whole. Magic as a whole, this is a bad card, right? Magic in Standard, this is the best we got, so we're playing it, right? Anyway, all in all, this is going to do. We've got it. We're going to play it. If you run into a lot of white weenie, take one of these out. You know, cut down on these. You'll see a lot of the good decks are running just as few of these as they can get by on. And that's because we're not dealing with the Scarab God anymore, right? We're not dealing with things that absolutely must be exiled, right? If you can just get Niv Mizzet off the battlefield, they're just going to cast another one, right? Like, they're not getting this back. It's not like they're going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this and this and this. Now, in this particular deck, I will say that there are cards like Eldest Reborn, which could give you your Niv Mizzet back. So maybe you do want to exile it, but I would rather just make sure I also dealt with Eldest Reborn. I don't want to have to discard a card. I don't want to have to lose a creature, and you know, I definitely don't want them getting my Planeswalker back. So I would like to be able to deal with Eldest Reborn too. Just, oh, I exiled their Niv Mizzet, so they're not going to get it back. You know, right? Yeah, I missed Doomblade. So anyway, the deck's built with basically the best cards we have access to. So anyway, that is yeah, you're making a point at a stretch. I don't think that I should have to run Vraska's Contempt to dodge someone playing Niv Mizzet and they're going to Eldest Reborn back their Niv Mizzet. That's fairly fringe. Like, there's not a ton of this deck floating around. Yes, people are playing Grixis, but there's not a ton of the Niv Mizzet Grixis decks. Although I do think that's where the the Grixis decks are going to go. But I'm not going to sit here and argue the point that Vraska's Contempt is a good Magic card. I'm just going to go play this deck. James has got a pretty sweet deck for us here, so we're gonna see what we can do. What's up, Crew Fix? Yeah, it's the only thing we got right now, and I don't know. Like, as I'm saying it's a bad card, you're like, this is a great card. Like, so it sounds like an argument. I don't like to call it an argument, though. I like to think of it as a debate, right? Only I'm debating with myself here, apparently. I don't know. Like, if you think it's a good card, then cool. You would... Trying to think of a nice way to say it. You've been playing since 1993, dude. You know better cards are out there. You know there are better ways to kill things. Like, exile your Niv Mizzet with a, Path to Exile. Right? That's 1 mana. That'll deal with it. But even so, when it comes to, like, dealing with Niv Mizzets and stuff, you actually don't want to be casting Vraska's Contempt on it at all. You want something like an Eldest Reborn. You want something like an Ixalan's Binding or a Conclave Tribunal. Even Deep Freeze. Like, you want a clean answer to Niv Mizzet, and an instant or sorcery is not a clean answer. They're going to be able to draw that card. They're going to be able to ping that 1 point of damage somewhere. Could possibly remove one of your little blockers or something like that, depending on your deck. And, that's not a clean answer. But, when you can Conclave Tribunal, you can Ixalan's Binding, which Ixalan's Binding is one of the better ways to do it. However, my personal favorite way to do it is Eldest Reborn. And the ideology behind that is because we're starting to see some Blink of an Eye being run in some of these decks with Niv Mizzet, whether it's the Jeskai deck or the Grixis decks. We are starting to see the card Blink of an Eye being run, and that is because of Conclave Tribunal and Ixalan's Binding and things like that. Now, if you can actually just kill it and remove the Niv Mizzet and put it into the graveyard, then you're in a pretty good spot. This hand looks like we're in a pretty good spot. I'm going to keep. This is like a snap keep for me. May not be for you, James, but man, this hand looks right where I want to be, sir. So I'm going to keep, and we're going to see what happens. We'll just start with our Steam Vents. Not going to take the additional damage for it and go from here. Right. Like, so again, the only reason we're playing Vraska's Contempt is because we don't have anything better. Therefore, necessary evil. And I don't like to mistake, cards that we must run for cards that we, want to run. Like, because I would much rather run something else. You know what? I think this is just as fine of time as any to fire this off. I don't have a counter spell or something. I'm going to have to play a little catch up next turn anyway. So I'm just going to Thought Erasure now and take whatever might be devastating next turn. Nice dragon, bro. Chupa go. Yes, Chupacabra is also a great way to deal with it. And like I was saying, I prefer Eldest Reborn, Chupacabra, those type of answers because they don't leave something on the battlefield that you can like easily kill or remove. Like at the end of your turn, they bounce. Oh, well, he can cast Grow from the Ashes next turn if he wants to. I'm not worried about this Tatiova. I'm going to take the Grow from the Ashes. Moment of Craving. I'll put that into the graveyard. And yeah, we'll pass. Rug. That's what it looks like. Teamer Ramp. Been seeing a little Teamer Ramp lately. Tier 1 Jank even played a Teamer Ramp deck earlier this morning. Or yesterday morning. I think we'll just play our land and pass. Like, there might be, it might be a good argument there to... Alright, so we've seen it. To actually have played Discovery last turn. Ritual of Soot. I have to have a land here. Do we need blue? Not necessarily. I'm actually more interested in black. So we'll see if we can find a land. We can't kill Tatiova anyway, so I'm gonna go graveyard top, and then we'll play our land and pass. Yeah, I just really want to make sure I'm hitting land drops here. I just want to get to Nib Mizzet and go from there. You only splash blue for Expansion Explosion. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I like Expansion Explosion. He draws a card. That is a Nicol Bolas. I'm just going to Lava Coil this. I mean, he's still got 4 cards in hand. Yeah, we just Lava Coil and pass. Like, we're kind of stuck on mana right now, so. Yeah, I figured they're doing Scape Shift. This is probably like the Saffron Olive Brew or something like that. Okay. I'm going to pay 2 life. So we're going to go black, blue, blue, red. Bolas. He discarded Evolving Wilds? Okay. Now, I paid the 2 life because I want to be able to keep that dive down available. With Tatiova, every time land enters the battlefield... Alright, we're just going to try to protect this Bolas from this Lava Coil. We know he's still got a Lightning Strike, but I'm not really worried about Lightning Strike. Alright. Lands came through quite nice, James. Quite nice. I mean, we are at 6 mana. And we get to have fun now. All the fun and games, they all begin right now. We have a Nib Mizzet on the battlefield. It looks like we might even be allowed to untap. Oh my goodness, we were able to untap. So I'm just going to cast this down to draw another card. We'll do some more damage. We'll destroy that. Notion Rain looks fine here. We'll just fire off Notion Rain. We will deal more damage. We draw more cards. We Notion Rain. I don't even think we need Search for Escanta at this point. I have a land. I'll throw it in the graveyard. Two new cards. Play land for the turn. Attack. Yeah, this all seems fine. Any two of these lands are worth more than Dev's deck from earlier. Yes, yes. Any two of this deck is not playing around. There's a lot of money here in this deck. All right, so the opponent actually didn't have much in his deck I would even want. Like, I think that the power level of our deck, I don't think there's a lot going on over there that I really want to be casting. There's a lot over there I want to take away from our opponent, though. Like, so, I want these disdainful strokes. I want the duresses. Even Raul Zurich might come in. So, like, as of right now, I'm thinking, like, this is what I want to bring in. Possibly some negates. Maybe the other cast down. What I want to get rid of is I want to get rid of Moment of Craving. I want to get rid of... I don't think I want to get rid of Lava Coil. I do want to get rid of Ritual of Soot. Eldest Reborn, maybe. Maybe get rid of Eldest Reborn. Vraska's Contempt can probably go. Yeah, Cast Down's not the greatest thing in the world. It does instant speed kill their mana dorks and stuff. I'm probably just going to leave in Lava Coil for that. I don't think that I need Vraska's Contempt. I don't really think that I need Eldest Reborn either. So... if we bring this in, we just need to cut one card. I'll cut one Contempt. I'll roll with it like that. He may have Tyrant and Mutant. Yeah, I'm expecting like Multani out of that deck. Not necessarily Tyrant, but I am expecting Multani. This is not a bad hand either. James, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Is it that necessary? Like, gotta have it. Can't do it without it. Can't get there without that Cinder Barrens. Oh, you're gonna be so happy next month. Or next, yeah, well, I guess technically at this point it is next month, right? All right, I'm gonna pass. I'm expecting Multani out of the deck, but I'm not expecting Carnage Tyrant. I thought we had a conversation about this, that you just didn't actually need it. Let's go ahead and see what the opponent's got. He's going to go ahead and crack his Evolving Wilds. You take back your high five. I mean, it's almost Kill Gate, right? Oh! Oh! Ouch! Oh! He got an island too, right? All right, I'm gonna take his girl from the ashes. You need to get the black on 4 as much as possible. That sounds like you're trying to hit double 4 on black because you have to cast your 4-mana kill spell on turn or you're going to die. What if that was just a 2-mana spell instead? You wouldn't have to stress so hard. See where I'm going? See where I'm going with this? All right. Alright, so what does he do next turn, right? Lava Coil something? I think we got time to draw some cards here. It's for Soot and Golden Demise? Okay. Not for Vraska's Contempt at all. Alright, gotcha. I like all of this. I'm just gonna put them both on top, draw them both. Yeah. Well, I can't cast it this turn, but you know, we'll get it down at like turn 5. I don't know. I can actually play it. I can actually play it next turn. See that works. Yeah, we'll just search for Escante here, and then leave up Disdainful Stroke for the Murmuring Mystic. You still waiting? There's a 2-mana spell that deals with Teferi. You know what? If you have Disdainful Stroke up, they don't even get to draw a card. You still waiting? There's a 2-mana spell deals with Teferi right here. Right here. Non-standard Dreadbore. Like, they've been printed. Not counter, remove. Well, a 2-mana spell would be Dreadbore. That'd be a good one. But in standard, the best thing we have is Vraska's Contempt. Yeah. I get it. Like, it's the best we have. But I'm still not giving you that that's a good card. Like, there's a big difference in the best we got and a good card. He won't cast that Murmuring Mystic. I'm scared. Yep, I'm going to put that Swamp into my grave. I'll play the Cinder Barons. Play Discovery. We'll go Graveyard. Top. I'll draw the land. I'm okay with drawing the land. I mean, I could have threw it in the graveyard, but I expect that we actually get to fire off this Disdainful Stroke at some point. Probably this turn. Really, he's just not going to do anything. He's scared to play that Murmuring Mystic. Wow, opponent. Wow. Yeah, I'll get rid of that land. Ooh, Thought Erasure. This is perfect. So, blue, black. Ooh, expansion. He wants to copy my spell. I'm gonna say no. Oh, we'll leave that on top. Thought Erasure. I will take Murmuring Mystic. Even though Niv Mizzet kind of deals with him pretty well. He can have Tatiova. There's Tatiova. He played the Rootbound. He played the Tatiova. We know he has Lava Coil plus something in hand. I'm going to say no and yes and Island and red. 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 Blue, blue. Blue. Niv Mizzet. Hello. He's back. Well, it's getting into more and more of a vacuum where this card is better and better and better, which is not exactly how Magic works, but that's cool. Like, Magic's not a vacuum. Like, we were talking about this at D&D this weekend. I'm just gonna point them towards him. The fight with fire did not do the work. This is so good. This is so good. I mean, do we kill Tatiova? Like, do we even need to kill Tatiova? Probably not. I mean, sure. Let's just cast spells. That'll kill Tatiova. I'm going to take the lightning strike. Dive down. Sure. And then I'll just play Ral. I'm going to down-tick Ral. This is the reason I took the lightning strike, was because I had planned on down-ticking Ral to get rid of Tatiova. Down-ticking Ral means that and with a dive down on top, right? Down-ticking Ral, if I would have left him with the lightning strike, he would have been able to cast the lightning strike at Ral's Eric. If I leave him with a lava coil, he's liable to play it on the Niv Mizzet, which we have a dive down setting on top of the library. We'll resolve the Niv Mizzet trigger, pull the dive down, have the mana for the dive down, cast the dive down, draw yet another card. As you can see, like that was game set match right there. Yeah. Pretty sweet there, James. Jareth, like, fix all of that crazy type. Something about, I don't know if I would befriend at an LGS playing such a deck. I don't know if I would be friends at an LGS playing such a deck. I don't know if you're going to make many friends playing this deck, but yeah. The deck's pretty sweet. Oh, the Sad Panda. Let's go play against Sad Panda really quick. I want to play one more. Niv Mizzet is so much fun. I also think you guys are going to like the control decks when we play Jeskai Control. I think you guys are going to like that because it's all about, you know, Niv Mizzet and then just like finishing the game really quick. It's not about having these big, long, drawn-out control games. Thought Eraser is going to give us a little bit of momentum to get into some lands. I think this is worth keeping. So I'm going to keep it. Is that better? Can we make them like larger? We'll go Watery Grave, not paying for it, pass the turn. Oh, alright, well... maybe it was better to Thought Erasure there and just, like, take whatever his good play a bit. What? Alright, so yeah, I'm definitely going to do the Thought Erasure now because I want to Scry again to see if I can get into even more, you know, mana. Not Scry, but Surveil. Grow from the Ashes, Eldest Rejuvenator. Eldest Rejuvenator is technically ramp, but so is Grow from the Ashes. I'd rather just like get rid of the Eldest Rejuvenator. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that on top. And that'll get us into a Bolus, and then from Bolus we can just kind of go from there. He did play the Arch of Araska, and he played Grow from the Ashes. He was able to kick it. So 2 mana, untap, another Druid. Did I miss playing my land last turn? Oh my goodness, I did. I straight up did that. Yep. That's going to cost me. That was a big blunder right there. We're going to go... top. Yeah, that was a huge blunder. Yes, they are Sit's main deck. The Tyrant copy deck? Could be. Carnage Tyrant copy. There's another Druid. We've seen this. I think we need to just start going. So, yeah, I fell way behind Well, not way behind, but I missed that one land drop, which is definitely my fault. But missing one land drop seems bad. So I'm just going to pass. Next turn, we'll play a lot of catch up, get down this watery grave, make sure that we hit our next land so we can get down our Niv Mizzet, and then again, just try to end this as quickly as possible. Although I probably will be turning early Niv spells towards these druids, or early Niv triggers towards these druids. We'll see. Grow from the Ashes kicked. 1 mana grow from the Ashes for 2. Seems good, right? Seems really good. I mean, he's already got... There we go. So we know any cards in our opponent's hand. There's a Sinister Sabotage. Alright, so that makes things a little... You know what? We're just going to do it anyway. So I'm going to pay the 2 life. I'm going to Discovery Dispersal. Surveil 2, draw a card. We'll go Graveyard Top, get that extra card. Now we've got Niv Mizzet online, and I've got Sinister Sabotage up for counterspells this turn. So, I mean, he still has to draw a good spell, right? If he doesn't draw a good spell, then we'll just kill him. Sure, that's a ramp spell. I'm okay with that. Alright, he spent his entire turn to get 1 additional card and some ramp. Gaia's Blessing. He wants to shuffle 3 of these back into his deck, sure. I mean, he just drew a card. I could search for Escanta here, which would mean that, you know, it would flip. Don't think I have to. I could probably actually just ride this game out on this Nicol Bolas. Like, I could just play Search for Escanta, ride the game out on Nicol Bolas. I don't think I'm going to. Like, the mana here has been so super sweet. Like, just being able to play whatever we want. Being able to play these Niv Mizzets on turn 6 has been absolutely awesome. This deck's been... Ooh, a River's Rebuke. So we draw a card. Sweet. Okay. So this means when I play Bolas again next turn, he's going to discard... Okay, he ain't going to discard. He isn't going to have anything to discard. Nexus of Fate. He's going to take turns. Wow. You go, opponent. Chemister's Insight. He's digging. He's trying to take infinite turns here. That's pretty cool. Chemister's Insight. He's digging. He's digging. Can he get there? Did he get another one? Nexus of Fate. Awesome. You go, opponent. Get there, opponent. Show me what you're working with. Oh! Nexus of Fate. Draw 2 cards. He's doing it right. I mean, he's definitely doing it. Down to 29 cards in his deck. Gaia's Blessing is going to return some cards back into his graveyard. Overflowing Insight. Wow. I'm about to be sad, Panda. Elvish Rejuvenator. Just going to dig straight through his deck here. Good job, opponent. Awesome, dude. Nexus of Fate. Doing it again. Overflowing Insight. Back to 9 cards. Another Omniscience. Ooh, there's Carnage Tyrant. Wow. He had to hit that River's Rebuke, though. Wow. I'm impressed. Definitely got there. Just ramped straight into Omniscience, and go from there. Drawing cards. He's got 7 cards left in his library. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like he can mill himself out as long as he keeps casting Nexus of Fate. He did get there, though. 7 cards left in his library. He can probably, draw any of them he needs to, but it's just not going to have to. I did not play safe enough. You are right. I did not play safe enough. I was trying to close the game out and did not play around any of that, but yeah. Right. You're right. I didn't play safe enough. I could have actually just, like I said, I could probably win this game by just swinging with Nicol Bolas, which in a competitive environment that would have been the route I would have taken. I was trying to close it out. The opponent had 1 card left in hand, so I went for the play of just getting the Mizzet down and expecting to see him draw anything other than Nexus of Fate or River's Rebuke. So yeah, I mean, if I would have kept double counter up, we would have gotten at least 2 more hits in. Probably could have even flipped Bolas. So yeah. Yeah, he had 0 cards in hand when I did it. I mean, he had to pull River's Rebuke off the top to be able to do that, and he River's Rebuked into a Nexus of Fate, so it's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah. But in a competitive world, I wouldn't have cast anything. I would have made him deal with Bolas, and I would have continued to hit him for 4 a turn, holding up counters. Like, that would have been the line to take. But that's I wanted to be a little more advantageous than that. Either way, though, the deck felt great, man. I really like the I really like this version of Grixis. I definitely like where Grixis is going. I hate all the double black mana spells in the deck, but I do like where Grixis is going for sure. I think Nicol Bolas and Mizzet are the only 2 threats you really need to be able to close the game out. So, yeah. Anyway, all in all, sweet deck. We had a couple really sweet Grixis brews here. I wanted to get 1 more in with Mizzet. I love playing with Mizzet. I was telling James that I thought that at the beginning of the format, I was like, I want to play a deck with 4 Mizzets. I originally thought it was going to be like Sarkin into turn 4 Mizzet, but it turns out you don't even need to do it. You just need to play him on turn 7 when you have dive down backup and go from there. So, all in all, really sweet. Both of the brews were. And we need better black sweeper for Grixis to be where it needs to be. Yeah, Ritual of Soot's good. Man, if it would have been 4 with converted mana cost 4 or less, if it would have been 4, oh my goodness, it would have been great. If it would have been something like Languish, give -4/-4, that would have worked. That would have been great. Unfortunately, though, converted mana cost 3 or less, not exactly where we wanted to be. There's a lot of 4 mana, creatures out there that are hard to deal with, that you do need a sweeper for, Vine Mare, things like that. And people are still trying to run that mono green stompy, so, you're going to see it from time to time. Yes, we need Anger of the Gods, Sweltering Suns, something like that, and yeah. It's good. I mean, it's good. It's not a. I don't think. I would rather run cards like Ritual of Soot. Like when you look back at the history of black removals, or black board sweepers, you got like Damnation at the top of it, which is just, you know, that's the best that a card can be right there, right? And this is nowhere close to that, so it's not going to be. We're going to do this now, aren't we, Tier 1 Jank? Like every time I say a card's good or you say a card's good, we're going to be like, oh, well, we call that good, but I'm not doing that. I will not do that with you. For what we've got, this is like it's between this and Golden Demise and Pirates, Fiery Cannonade, that sort of thing. I think Fiery Cannonade's great. I think that's a really cool card. I don't think there's a lot of, like, you know, restrictions on that or something like that. Toxic Deluge is really good. I think that Fiery Cannonade is, it's a good card. The problem is it's not going to get some of the creatures in standard that you want to deal with. Like even the mono red control decks right now are running like they're running pirates. There's, you know, mono red's running a bunch of pirates, and that's where you want that early board sweeper. But an instant speed Pyroclasm is good. We played it in we played it when it was you know, Kozilek's Return. We played it then. We played it when it was Kozilek's Return. It was good there. We're playing it now as Pirates, as Fiery Cannonade. You know, the everything but pirates must go, that sort of thing. Fair enough. Then you got me then. You know, this card shit. This card shit. They're all shit. Let's all go play Modern, right? You're saying this is a great card, though. Like, I don't think I would ever play this in any other format whatsoever. This would be more likely to get play in another format than Vraska's Contempt. However, you're right. It's no damnation. So, anyway, deck was good. Had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time.